What's up? Good morning. How's everyone doing this morning? Friday. Let's have a green week. Yes, sir, Chris. like. Yeah, Brian. Done for the day in a month. Record profit month for me. Wow, nice, Gareth. Well done, man. Congratulations. That's awesome. That is awesome. Robert, what's up? Jacob, old school Stevio. The NASDAQ looks pretty nice for a little downside off this level right now. Sort of wish I had my futures going, but crushing it, killing it in the Discord. Yeah, Charlie, it's been a great month, man. Discord's been fun. Good morning from London. What's going on? All right. Wait a few minutes, people to get in. Morning from the Republic of Brooklyn. Yeah, Rangers. That would have been a nice win for the Rangers yesterday. They would have jumped a few spots in the Metropolitan. But, yeah, the Devils are good. But, yeah, Mets won, right? Yankees won. Rangers, Knicks. So, good stuff for New York, definitely. Now we just need the Giants. Got test calls with you yesterday and tested my paciencia. Yeah, Tesla definitely tested patience. How do you join the Discord? It's down in the description, Don, if you're interested. Daytona? Yes, I am in Florida. Is it cold? No, not cold. Bruins? Yeah, the Bruins are... Damn, man. The Bruins are on fire. The thing about hockey, though... Hey, Carmine. Oh, how's it going? When's the Options Insider Investor Trade meetup? I'm going to text you today now, Carmine. We'll get it. We'll get it. Maybe we'll talk in Jersey. Jersey in May for Memorial Day. Anyone in Jersey? If anyone's in Jersey, I'll be with Carmine in May for Memorial Day. So maybe we'll do a little, see if anyone's around type of thing. And we'll plan something big in Miami. We're coming to Miami. We're not doing it in Jersey. Jersey's not the spot. Miami's the spot. Investa Center. Investa Center. Hey, how you doing? Oh. That's what I think about when I think about Carmine. My trash is in Jersey. Yes. 2-minute candle wicks to confirm a level's holding or rejecting. Yes, definitely. That's definitely been a big change in my trading using that 2-minute chart. It's helped a lot. All right. What do I say when they say the stock market is gambling? They're not. If someone that says the stock market is gambling does not understand anything about risk reward, supply and demand levels, they're not educated. Any trader knows that it's not. gambling is, you can gamble in the stock market if you don't have a strategy. But if anyone that says that's just not educated, honestly, I wouldn't try to bat. If someone says that to me, you're not going to win the battle, right? There's some battles that you don't undertake as a human being, right? You guys know this, right? It's not just in the stock market. It's in any daily life conversation. There's a lot of battles out there. There's a lot of people out there that it's a waste of your time to try to convince them of something. So when someone says that to me, I'm just like, yeah, sure. Go ahead. All right, I agree. That's what I say. It's not worth your time. All right, let's get started. All right, let's get started. So, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's having a great day. Hope everyone's having a great week so far. It is the end of the quarter. This is March 31st, so Q1 is over after today on a Friday. Very nice. Excited for the weekend. Got some nice weekend plans. Hopefully you guys got some plans this weekend. Should be fun. And it's been a great month, so enjoy it, right? Today, we got some economic data here in the morning. We got PCE, we got personal spending, personal income, so some definitely potentially market-moving events to see how the market reacts at 8:30. We'll see that live here in the stream. We have some very key technical levels to look for. Again, the S&P 500 just traded between our levels. It was supply to demand, demand to supply. There was someone in the chat yesterday who I think had an epiphany. Alex, if you're here. Alex had a great epiphany yesterday, and I love when I see traders have an epiphany when it comes to supply and demand levels, and seeing how just if you just trade off the levels, you can do well, right? But it's very difficult. Sometimes it's difficult for newer traders to just trade off the levels because it requires a lot of patience. It requires belief in the levels, and that's not easy if you are starting out as a trader. But there's going to be a point where you have that little click, that epiphany, where like, holy shit, if I just trade off these levels, it could be quite nice. So pretty much yesterday, the only two real trades yesterday, these were our levels coming into yesterday, right? We had the 40.90 supply and we had the 40.60 demand. This was here before the market opened. We were talking about this. If you just went short at 40.90, right, believed in that supply level, and then if you took your short profits at 40.60 demand, let's say you even tried to do both sides yesterday, and then you went long off 40.60, you did well, right? This was all that yesterday did. All we did was trade between two technical levels. Sell at the supply, buy at the demand. If you can just trust these levels, you can do pretty damn well. So it continues to be like this. You guys have seen, if you've been on the live stream, if you remember what we talk about on this live stream, which I do because I'm doing it here and I know what I talk about, so it's easy for me to remember, but I can't remember a time over the last month where our technical levels have not had some type of influence on this market. It has been an awesome month for supply and demand. It's really just been a sideways month for the most part, really choppy price action, but it's been traded between levels. Trusting the levels has been the most important thing you could do this month, and it will continue to be that way. So really nice stuff yesterday. Really nice supply to demand, demand to supply. The NASDAQ did the same exact thing. Supply at 13.8, 13.80, 13.1. Demand down at 13,000. We talked about this. Supply to demand, same exact thing. So really nice stuff yesterday. If you guys had a good day yesterday, congratulations. I'm just going to continue to be here and urge people to focus on these levels. Carmine will do the same. If you guys watch Carmine on YouTube, it is all about these levels, and I hope that you guys are starting to get an idea of what to watch on an individual or on an intraday basis. So let's go ahead and do that again. Let's look at some levels today. Let's see what we got to watch today. Let's sort of map out our risk to reward to either side. Let's get a game plan going. This is the most important thing to do every single morning. So let's do that. So today, futures, as always, economic earnings calendar. Here is the economic calendar, which is decently heavy today. We got a pretty decently heavy economic calendar. What's our ad today? Comcast Business. All right, a normal ad today. A normal ad today. Yesterday was yesterday was a pretty interesting ad there, but today not bad. So 8:30 personal income, personal spending, right? We'll see how those come in. 8:30 again, PCE index, core PCE as well. So we got some pretty interesting stuff here at 8:30. Rest of the day, 9:45 Chicago Business Barometer. I don't really think that will do much. 10 o'clock consumer sentiment. 3:05 New York Fed President Williams. Fed H8 report on bank assets and deposits. That's after market closes, so I don't know. We'll see what that does. And then some Fed governors speaking after hours. So, yeah, that's what we got on the economic side. Let's see what happens at 8:30. All right, that's really what we got to look out for. Tesla, really key hold on the Tesla levels. This is what I would be watching, a key level that I would be watching today on Tesla. We'll talk about that one. NVIDIA rejecting that high again. AMD rejecting 99. This was a big rejection as well. That Amazon over 101. This was a really nice hold of 101 on Amazon. I took trades off this yesterday, and it is still holding above. Meta, very resilient still, back at 208, back at that high. Keeping an eye on this one. Microsoft channel high and Apple channel high retest. So Apple and Microsoft are looking the strongest out there, but we'll have to obviously see what goes on in the futures today and this economic data. So those are the names we're going to look at in today's stream. Let's go ahead and do it. All right. NASDAQ. So yesterday, right, we had this, it was around this 13,080, 13,100 zone that I was watching. And you can see we rejected this early morning, right? We pushed up into it, had a lot of wick rejections up there and sort of sold off from that point. We came back down to this 13,000 psych level, 12,980 previous high. I think this area is going to act as a demand zone down here, so be careful of that. You can see we did get a little bounce off that yesterday. It's right around 13,010, so it wasn't quite back down to my 13K level, but pretty damn close. So we came back down to that demand. We held it and pushed back up into the supply towards end of day, and you can see we rejected it early after hours. Sort of the later hours of the day, we got that big push in the futures. We pushed up into this 13,140 area, had a little double top, and you can see now this is the major takeaway from today. This right here is the major thing that you need to be watching today. This is the most important thing, in my opinion, that you should be watching today. It is the fact that the NASDAQ has fallen back below this double top, and it has turned it into a short-term rejection here in the pre-market. The NASDAQ being under this 13.1 supply, which you can see clearly rejected yesterday here, clearly rejected yesterday here, and is rejecting here in the pre-market. This is your major watch today. You cannot go long today, in my opinion. There is absolutely no long entry here if we are trading below 13.1 and we are up towards the top half of this channel, right? If you set up a long trade here, your risk reward, this is your risk reward on a long trade here, right? This does not make sense. It does not make sense. You might, right? When I say it does not make sense, that doesn't mean that the market might not just rally here, right? But it does not make sense on this, what's the word I'm looking for? In risk reward standards, right? It does not make sense in regards to risk reward to long the market here, because you are basically saying, I'm going to long into a double top rejection. I'm going to long into supply, and your stop loss has to be below 13,000. Again, if you take a loss right here because you longed at supply, there is no reason to exit a trade right here. This is an exit because you are down and you are losing money. You are not exiting because we've broken any type of serious demand. You are not exiting because we've lost any market structure. You are just exiting because you're down and you're losing money, right? So these are the things that I try to push, and try to get people to understand. There is no reason to long the market into supply right now as we currently stand. So we have to pay attention to this. If we are under yesterday's double top rejection and we are up at the top half of this channel, there is no long entry here. The long entry that you could look for maybe is a break and hold above 13.1, an acceptance above 13.1, and then maybe you can get a few points out of that. But I would still be cautious, right, up into this 13.140 area, this supply here. So I don't love the longs this morning, right? I don't love the longs because I really don't want to be longing into this 13.1 supply. That just doesn't quite make sense here. The long possibility, you could maybe get that pullback to 13K, and then maybe there's a long off 13K today. If we get that much action, maybe you look for that demand hold of 13,000. That's really the long entry that I would be interested in. Really not that interested in a long entry. Even above 13.1, I'm not 100% interested because I don't really want to risk from 13.1 to 13.140. It's like a 40-point move on the NASDAQ. Not the biggest margin there for an upside play. I would love to see, right? I'm not saying don't go long, right? You guys got to make sure you understand, what I'm saying on these channels, how I'm coming across. I'm not saying that there's not a long play today. There definitely, every day there's a long play. Every day there's a short play. Every day there's a long play. But as we currently stand, you are rejecting supply and you're rejecting yesterday's highs. In regards to risk reward, it doesn't make sense here. What I would really like to see is maybe another rejection of this 13.1 today, and then see if we can get that fade back towards demand. That would be a risk reward that I am interested in, right? Because this is how you'd set up your trade, right? You would maybe get short maybe around this 13. I don't know. Let's just say you get short around 13.8, right? Let's say you get short right here. Your risk, actually, I'm just going to use this red box. Let's say you get short around 13,086. Your risk reward is this, right? This is your risk. This is your possible reward. This is a trade that could make sense. So today, right, I am definitely going to be eyeing this 13,001 supply today, seeing if we reject off that level. If we do, we might be able to set up a downside play. If we get above 13.1, then be careful shorting the market, right? If we turn 13.1 into support, be careful shorting the market if that happens. And then if you are a short, right, if you do get a short today, just be careful of holding and praying into 13,000 demand. Right, yesterday, if you did not take profits on your shorts down as we approach demand, right, and you just said, oh, I'm just going to hold this because I think the market's going to crash, right? I'm very bearish. I think the market's going to crash, and I'm not going to pay attention to levels because the economy's so bad, and how is the market going up? And I think the market has to go down, right? All the stupid things that you could put into your mind on an intraday basis, you lost money, right? So 13,000 demand, 13.1 supply. You can see we're starting to reject this level. This is going to be heavy today. I would absolutely pay attention to this 13,100 supply today and this 13,000 demand. If we zoom out, right, on the NASDAQ, the real downside move, right, if we actually lose and we start to fall below 13,000 and start to turn this into a rejection, this is where that real downside move could come in. Because this would be a previous rejection point turning into a rejection again. So if we turn that previous rejection point here around 13,012,980 into a rejection again, then I would look for, that continuation to the downside. But you got to be careful being short into this green zone because this could hold as demand like it did yesterday. All right. So that's the futures on the NASDAQ. 13.1 supply. Be very careful longing into that. It doesn't make sense, to be quite honest. And then look for the 13,012,980 demand. All right. ES 4090, the same level we talked about yesterday. Here it is on the 30-minute chart. You guys can see. Actually, let's go 15-minute. Here in the 15-minute, you guys can see over the last 2 trading days, we've been on this little uptrend, right? We've had a little low here, a couple of lows here, a low here, and then in the pre-market today, a little low right here that bounced. So we are in this little uptrend here on the ES. A lot of supply stepping up here, right? 4090, a lot of supply up here. So does it make sense to long into 4090 today? No, it does not, right? We cannot be long if the market is not holding above 4090. So we have to watch that We have to watch that 40.90 this morning, see how we react at that level. If we start to break down, right, if we start to break this uptrend, if we start to reject that 40.90 supply, I think it's very possible that you could retest the 40.60 demand, right? That is a very possible move today. If the market's weak, if we break uptrend, maybe if the economic data is a little negative here this morning, I think that's a very possible move. 40.90 supply traded into 40.60. I think that's very possible. But remember, guys, right, you can't marry anything in this market, right? If you shorted off 40.90 yesterday and you did not pay attention to 40.60 demand, you probably had a pretty unfortunate time, right? If you did not take profits at this 40.60 demand yesterday on some shorts, this is what happens, right? It pushes right back in your face. So if you do catch some shorts today, please be aware of the 40.60 demand. Please consider taking profits there, right? Take some off. Maybe you can hold a runner if you think it's going to slip below. But yeah, 40.60, we got to watch that demand. We got to watch 40.90 supply. You set up your risk rewards off these ES levels. To the upside again, I don't love the upside again today because I don't really know how much there is up here. Because if I zoom out to the 4-hour or even the daily chart, let me go ahead and move this to the left. Actually, I think I got to go to the daily. Yeah. So this might be hard for me to sort of show you here because it's a little messy. Let me go ahead and take off the moving averages. Might be a little bit cleaner. You guys can see I got shit all over the place here. It's a method to my madness. I don't really have interest. I'm trying to find the cleanest way to show you this 4100 level. This is probably the best place to show you the 4100 level. I don't have interest in going long into 4100. That is definitely a level that it's both a major psych level, right? I know it's a major psych level. I know it is a previous rejection here. I know it is a previous double bottom here. I know it is a previous rejection here. And I know it is a previous low right here. So I don't really want to be long into that 4100. And if I look at this market, right, if I was to go long above 40.90, I think I'm sort of stretching this a little bit, and I'm really only targeting 4100. So am I that interested in longing 10 points on the ES? It depends on the type of trader you are, right? If 10 points is all you really look for, then yeah, you probably could trade a little 40.90 to 4100. That's possible. You also have to watch out for these little pre-market highs here at 40.95. So I'm not in love with the upside over 40.90 into 4100. Not my favorite trade today. It's possible, right? It can definitely happen. Let's see what happens after economic data here. But that's just not a very high margin trade that I'm very interested in today. I think I'm a little bit more interested in that short-term trend breaking. This trend right here, right? You can see this little uptrend that's been sort of holding. Maybe interested to see if we can reject 40.90 supply and see if we can catch that 40.60 move. So that's sort of my mindset this morning. We will see what happens. We will see what happens here. But 40.90, 4100, and then watch this uptrend in that 40.60 demand, all right? So keep an eye on that. Let's go SPY real quick. So SPY, the key level yesterday was SPY 404. And you can see we're actually holding above that right now on the SPY. So let's go ahead and zoom out on the hourly chart. Let's push this to the left. So this 404 level was some previous lows here. You guys can see this was our level from yesterday, 404. We had these previous lows at 404. And if we go to the 5-minute chart, we could see yesterday we rejected that 404, right? A lot of wick rejections at that 404, and we sold off to the downside. We pushed back up. We rejected 404. In the pre-market, we got above it. Or in the after hours, we got above 404. Today, right, this is interesting. You are actually holding above that 404 demand. So if I was to look short today, right, if I wanted some extra confirmation, I would probably look to see if the SPY gets back below 404 and if it turns it into a rejection point. That's probably one of the confirmations that I will want to see before I short the market today, if I do, right? I would want to see 404 get back below. I would want to see us turn rejections up, turn 404 into rejections, turn yesterday's highs into rejections once again. And if we can see that, then you might have some confirmation of some downside. So 404, watch that on the SPY. Above 404, you can see 404 is really big. Look at all this at 404. You got previous rejection, demand at 404, demand at 404, demand at 404, demand at 404, and you are trading above it today. So keep that 404 on watch. That's pretty big there. Next supply rejection is up at this wick high, it looks like, around that 407.50. So if I turn this red, so you got a supply rejection here at 407.50. You got a supply rejection here at 407.50. You got a supply rejection here at 407.50, 408. So 404, 407.50. Watch that zone here on the SPY. I think confirmation today would be if we hold above 404, you could see if that maintains and maybe pushes off. If it gets back below 404, then you might have your more confirmation to the downside. So that would be the major line in the sand I'd be watching today on the SPY, 404. The one thing that I do want to point out on the SPY, which is sort of weird, it's been a little bit messy lately. If we take off extended hours, right, this is just not normal on the SPY. So you guys can see this is the SPY without extended hours. Majority of the move over the last 2 days has been all in the after hours pre-market, right? This is the gap up in the pre-market and a pretty much sideways trade. This is a gap up in the pre-market and a pretty much sideways trade over the last 2 days. So this is a little bit interesting. I don't know what to take away from this yet. I would like to see some gap fills, right? I'd like to see maybe this gap fill to 401, right? I'd like to see this gap fill maybe to 395. I'd like to see these gaps get filled here. But, right, gap fills do not need to happen in the short term. Gap fills could take weeks to fill, right? So we don't know exactly when these are going to fill these gaps. You can see this gap up got filled right here, right? So these gap ups definitely get tend to fill, right? We had a gap up here. It took about 2 days before that gap was filled back to the 393, right? This gap right here. So I think there's going to be a gap fill at some point, but we can't just take trades off that, right? We can't say, oh, I'm in shorts because there's gap fills. This could take months to fill, and then you're just going to lose your money. So keep an eye on that, right? Keep an eye on that. That's an interesting, little thing to keep watch. Those gaps on the SPY, definitely interesting there. So as of right now, 404 on the SPY. That's the key. All right. We'll go over Tesla real quick, and then we will get into the economic data, and we'll see what happens here. So Tesla, that bull flag, man, it's starting to look good, right? If we can get some upside on this market, if we do get some breakouts on the futures today, if we do get some movement to the upside, maybe next week, this little bull flag is definitely intriguing. So you guys can see bull flag here, right? Little consolidation to the downside. We broke above it, right? We broke above this flag on Tesla. And this was the previous level to watch, this 194.50, 195. And you guys can see, right, as of right now, we are still maintaining that demand. So if Tesla maintains this demand here above 195, 194.50, you probably could see some more upside here, right? You could probably see some more upside off this 194.50, 195. So keep an eye on this one today on Tesla. We'll go over it again after our data is released here, but that's very interesting there on Tesla, guys. That's very interesting. NASDAQ. Let's see how the futures move this market right now. Let's watch this 13.1. Let's watch this 13,000. Let's see how the data moves this market. If you guys could take a second. Wow, we have 1,800 people in here. Damn. Can we get 1,000 likes before the end of the stream? That would be cool. All right, we got oh. Okay. A little reaction there. A little up, little down. A little all around. Damn, just a lot of volatility. Which way does it want to go? Okay, looks like it wants to go up a little bit. Okay, just rejected 13.1 again. A lot of volume coming in. Damn, look at that volume. It's getting stuck at this 13.1. Okay, breakthrough 13.1. Big volume on that. Still looks a little tired there. Looking a little tired there still. Looks a little tired there still. It's trying to decide, do I like over 13.1 or do I not like over 13.1? It doesn't seem to love it. It doesn't seem to love it right now. So it'll hold at 13 on that one candle. All right, so a little bit of upside on the data here. Let's get the numbers. SPY held 404 there. PCE price index 4.6 versus 4.7, pretty much flat. Month over month 0.3 versus 0.5. So a little bit of a decline. PCE price index month over month. Personal spending lower. So that could be slightly bullish to see people slowing their spending for the Federal Reserve at least. People need to stop spending. And so 0.3 versus 0.2 versus 0.3, maybe a bullish sentiment there. Yeah. The goal is to stop people from spending, right? That's the Federal Reserve's goal. So if we're getting lower spending, that's possibly one of the more bullish things to see here. Maybe that's your reactionary move. You got a little bit of upside off that 404 on SPY. So this sort of changes some things now, right? This sort of changes some things now. All right, our analysis that we just looked at, this is why futures or economic data is so important here. 4,100 now is the level to watch. Right now, if I see us accept above 4,100, that could now be an interesting trade to the upside. All right, if we see a little above 4,100 and a hold above 4,100, that could now be interesting. All right, so that is definitely something to watch there. 4,100 is now your key level. Either rejections of 41 or above 41. But now, right, now things change a little bit. You can't short above 40.90, right? If you wanted, you could try to play this 4,100 fade, but I would not want to short into 40.90 now. So I'm going to have to turn this now green because this is the previous highs here. So I'm not going to try to short into yesterday's highs. If you try to short into yesterday's highs, you could get a little break and retest. So now things sort of flip, right? So now we have to redo our analysis a little bit, unfortunately. So let's go to the 5-day, 5-minute. All right, if you are now trading above yesterday's highs, you really don't want to short into yesterday's highs. So we have to now watch that 40.90, 40.85 zone here, right in this general area. I would say right in this zone. Let me put a line here. All right, so now that we're trading above yesterday's highs, we don't want to short into that yesterday high. Maybe you look to short the 4,100 rejection, but you really don't have much there. All right, you don't have much there. So be careful shorting into yesterday's highs. What I would want to see now, if I was even interested in shorts, would be a break back under this 40.90, a break back under yesterday's highs, and then you could look for that downside. But without that break, you are shorting into a potential retest of yesterday's highs. Not really something I'd be interested in. That's sort of the same thing on the SPY, right? You don't want to short back into 404 on the SPY. If you short back into 404 on the SPY, you are shorting back into yesterday's highs. You're shorting back into this previous high here. You're shorting back into this demand here, right? So be careful of that 404 now for the short side, all right? Be careful of that 404 for the short side. So that's a little bit of a change there now on the economic data moving higher. So 40.90, 40.85, right? That's your new demand now. 404 on the SPY is your new demand now. And then to the upside, watch that 4100. Watch this 4100 to the upside now. Let's go and redo the NASDAQ now, right? So the NASDAQ is now trading above yesterday's highs at 13.1. We don't want to short into 13.1, right? This could be a little retest, a long entry. What we'll want to look for now on the short side is a break below 13.1, and you start to see rejections come in. So that's very key now. So watch that 13.1. This now has to turn into a demand level for me. Make sure that's green. And then be careful of this high here at 13.140, right? This 13.140, 13.150 zone. If I go to the 4 hour, you will see where that zone comes from. That is this previous high right here. So if I zoom in over here, this 13.150, 13.170 area is this previous high right here, right? Before a major rejection. So that little area is right above as we speak. That is right here. All right, right up here as we speak. All right, so let's see what happens here. A little bit of a push in the pre-market does not mean that we're going to continue higher, but you can start to see the rejections sort of popping in there at 4,100. Right, we got to 40.9850, and you're starting to see some fade off that. So tough, little tough area, right? A little bit of a tough area there. 4,100, 40.90, 40.85. Watch this zone. All right. SPY 404. SPY 404. Tesla. So yeah, Tesla, as we were saying, right? We're holding this 195, 194.50 demand. This is where I traded upside off of yesterday. Don't short Tesla if it's above this level. If Tesla is above this demand, do not short into this yesterday's demand, right? Look at the resiliency Tesla had at this level yesterday. No reason to short the market into this demand. So no reason to short Tesla into this demand. So watch Tesla 195, 194.50. Keep an eye on that demand today, all right? NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, 30-minute chart, look at this. So this is definitely a tough zone up here for NVIDIA, right? Look at this. Double top, and look at yesterday's rejections, and look at the rejection we just saw here in the pre-market. So this is definitely heavy for NVIDIA. This is where I say, right, this is where I make my case when I say risk-reward, right? There is no risk-reward longing NVIDIA here. You are going to long NVIDIA back into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't even know what that word is. 50. I don't know what the hell it is. 6 top. It's a 6 top. That's what we're going to call it. Do not long NVIDIA into a 6 top. 6 top. What is the word for 6? Sin is 5. What is 6? Someone tell me. I don't know what it is. I'm not that smart. Rejection, 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 rejection. I need a word. I'm going to get a shirt. That's a great shirt idea, actually. Just the word rejection. Just like rejection, like just down in a row. Just rejection, 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 rejection. I know seis is like the word in Spanish. Yeah, I know that. Seis, hermano. I know that. But like the septuple? 60. Hex is 6. Hex is a hexagon. Yeah, hex. That's what we're looking for. A hexa rejection. Anyways, it's 6 rejections, right? Sextuple. Sex. Rejection, 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 rejection. That's the shirt. I'm going to make it. So 6 top here on NVIDIA. We're not going to go long into a 6 top. And we just got to watch out for that 275 supply, right? So 275 supply. And then to the downside, the demand is right around that 270.5. All right. So a little bit of a channel on NVIDIA today. Careful in there, right? Careful in this zone. If you wanted to look for shorts on NVIDIA, right, you are looking for a break below 270.50, and you are looking for a rejection of 270.50, right? So break, rejection, 270.50. That is what I'd look for the shorts. You could also look for the long play off 270.50 as well. That's very possible as well. All right. The time frame is up on the top right. So 275 supply, 270.50 demand. Watch that on NVIDIA today. Those are the key levels. AMD 99. So, yeah, we can go to the hourly chart on this one and look at this 99 level on AMD. So you guys can see rejections here, rejections here, rejections here, supply here. I'm sorry, demand here, right? Rejections, rejections, all these rejections at 99. You're not going to long AMD into the 99 level, right? We're not going to go long AMD into 99. That would be going long into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A 5 top. So we're not going to do that, right? That doesn't make sense. If you're going to go long, you are going to look for a break above. You're going to look for a retest. And you're going to look for a hold above 99. That would be your only upside trade today, if we don't pull back the demand. If we just push higher, you're going to look for a break above 99. You're going to look for a retest of it, and then see if that holds as a new demand. Other long potential entry is maybe off 96 today, right? A push and a downside move and a demand at 96. And it's really just a channel again, right? You could look for the 99 rejection again as well. I'd look for that. Or you could look for the slip below 96 if the market starts to get weak today, right? So really AMD, I'm just sort of eyeing this 99 supply, right? That is sort of the eye for me today. I'm going to see what happens if we push back into that 99. Is there a supply rejection off that level? The time frame is big and bold at the top right, my friend. The very top. Up there. It's nice and zoomed up. I can't reach it with my finger. Right up here. You don't have to look at this one. You're looking at this one right here. I'll put my out right here. So, AMD 99. Amazon. This is a very interesting hold on Amazon here. Amazon's been a little bit slow, and maybe it's waking up a little bit. Maybe it's catching up a little bit. But this is a very intriguing long setup on Amazon if the market is strong, right? Look at this previous rejection here at 101, 101, 101, 101, right? And look at what Amazon has done. It has broken above that previous top, and it has turned it into a short-term demand here. This could not get any clearer, right? If you have to understand, this has to be understandable, right? This is clear as day. It is as clear as day. You have rejections here, which has flipped into a demand. This is as clear as day, and this is very interesting to me. So, 15-minute chart. If Amazon continues to maintain over 101, it is building a higher low. It is building a new base above 101, which could cause that upside move. If we go to the 4-hour chart, we could see, right, we're above that 101. Next supply is probably up here around this 104 area, right? You can see these previous highs in this general area. So you can get an idea of how I look for my levels, right? We got to zoom out. And we got to find where was the previous level touched. We can see we have previous rejections right here. We have previous rejections right here. And we have rejections in this area here. So we know if we push into 104 that we have to be careful of a rejection, right? We're not going to just think that Amazon is going to hold 101 and it's going to go straight to the moon. We have to understand the chart. So if we hold 101, maybe there's a trade into the 104s. Maybe. If we lose 101, right, this could be a big flip if we lose 101. So today, Amazon, all about 101. Meta. Meta's been wild. Meta be crazy. The Zuckerberg. 208. Rejections, triple top at 208. Rejections all day yesterday at 208, and it's rejecting once again here today at 208. This is going to be your major level to watch. All about 208 on Meta today. You can see the rejections that came in yesterday. You can see the rejections that are coming in this morning. This could be a sexy risk reward today. If there's downside on this market, I'm definitely going to see if Meta wants to fall off 208 today. Definitely a watch for me. If the market's strong, I will also look for the break and hold above 208 for upside. Really like this 208 possibility here. Really like that level to play off of. Definitely a top watch for me here today. 208, either side, right? Supply rejections off 208 or a break and hold above 208 for upside. Microsoft, this is very similar to Amazon in the sense that it is holding above a previous channel high rejection, right? You can see this is as clear as day again. Look at all the rejections that happened at 282 on Microsoft. Rejections all in this level, right? Rejections here, rejections here, rejections here. Now, what has Microsoft done to that level? It has broken it, and it has turned it into a short-term demand. So, if Microsoft is above 282, you cannot short the stock. You cannot short back into 282, right? It does not make sense. If you lose 282, if you turn to yesterday's lows into a rejection, then yeah, sure, maybe you see the classic break and retest bull flag or bear flag setup. That would be hot. All right, if you get a bull flag into yesterday's lows, that could be really nice. That is the only short entry that I would look for on Microsoft right here. If it does not do that, Microsoft can continue to hold this demand, and maybe it continues higher off of it. So watch that 282 on Microsoft. That's going to be a major level today. Last one I got for you is Apple. Apple looks similar to Microsoft in the sense that it is holding above channel high, previous channel high rejection points. Rejections, right? Rejections here, right around this 161. If we go to the 5-minute chart, actually, let's go 5-minute. You guys can see yesterday, what did Apple do at 161? It turned it into a demand level. So you cannot short Apple if it's above 161. This could be your new demand level that continues to hold. If Apple, right, breaks below 161, turns this level back into a rejection point, right, starts to reject yesterday's low, starts to reject this previous high, then you could look for that downside move under 161. But you have to wait for that 161 to break because that is potentially a new demand, which was a previous channel high supply level, right? So watch that 161 on Apple today. That's a big level to watch. All right, those are my top watches. So Tesla over 195, keep an eye on that. Microsoft over 282, watching Meta at 208 today, possible rejections there. Apple over 161, Amazon over that 101 as well, right? Watching both sides. I just looked at Apple as you typed that comment out. We were just looking at Apple. Pay attention. NASDAQ. What is going on here? Oh, boy. All right. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that 15-minute candle right there. Wicked right back under 13.1. Tell me this level isn't important, right? Look at that. That's interesting. Look at that. Rejection 13.1, rejection 13.1. Look at that 15-minute candle. That is a little interesting there. If we do not get back above 13.1, ES 4090 back below 4090. I think really on the ES, I'm just gonna watch the SPY. I think the SPY's a little cleaner. I think you just watch 404 on the SPY. 404 to around this 403.50. Yeah. You can see support, a little bit of support yesterday there. So I think 404 to 403.50 on the SPY is going to be your watch. See if we hold that or we break below. All right. I'm going to have to jump out of here, guys. It's 8:50. We're running a little late. If you guys could please, before you head out, press the like button. That would be fantastic. Let's get us to 1,000 likes to end on this beautiful Friday. I hope you guys learned something from today's video. I would watch these futures levels, please. 13,100, 404 on the SPY. Big levels to watch today. Let those levels guide your day, right? Make sure you understand if the NASDAQ is above X, I'm only looking for longs. If the NASDAQ is below X, I'm only looking for shorts, right? Make sure to think about the technical levels on the futures before you take trades on individual stocks. It is crucial. Maybe Tesla's rejecting a level, but if the NASDAQ's holding demand and it starts to rally, Tesla is going to push higher most likely, and you're going to get stopped out. You have to pay attention to the futures levels to set up your individual trades on a daily basis. So please pay attention to those. It's the most important thing to be watching on an intraday basis. All right. Thank you guys again for being here. We hit the 1,000 likes. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. GG's in the chat. I feel like a Twitch streamer. GG's in the chat. Have a fantastic weekend, guys. Thank you again for all the support on the live streams. I really appreciate that. I can't wait till we get to that like 2,000 every day number. That's awesome. If we could get to that one day, that's really the goal. That's the goal of this year. Let's make that a goal this year. Let's get 2,000 people in here on a daily basis. We were close today. We're growing though, slowly but surely. I'll leave you with a little Friday motivation to any of you guys out there that maybe are looking for some motivation in your life. YouTube is the ultimate business of slow growth, hard work, and just continuous work on a daily basis, slowly grinding, right? Little by little, building blocks. I think it can transpire into a lot of things in life, right? Continue to grind, continue to work, continue to build your whatever business you're in, continue to be better on every single day. So hopefully that I leave you with a little bit of motivation on this Friday. So thank you guys again. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you guys next week. Peace out.